So you've probably already noticed that I am not here today. It's kind of ironic that I'm not here today and that you're getting this as a video because, as you'll see, you're going to do a lot of the course that same way. So a lot of our course is going to be on this website right here, and I'll give you links to that in Plus Portals and or in the Schoology course. And what you're going to do is you're going to go through the materials one chapter at a time, and we'll talk. So on each page there'll be some videos, maybe some text and whatnot. Things to know is I'm here in chapter 1. This is where we're going to start. And inside of chapter 1, you'll notice there's a little bit of text. You should read all the text. There are some links to follow. You should follow all of the links. And there may be some assignments that reference Schoology. You should do all the assignments referenced in Schoology. Also, you'll notice there are standards. And we'll talk more about how standards work shortly. I just want to click on the syllabus for a second. Now, I teach only this 1 hour in this room, 123. The only other class I teach is a 0 hour, and that's Computer Lab B. So if you ever need to find me before school, come to Computer Lab B. Otherwise, you can find me in the tech office or wandering around. There is, I want to draw your attention here, a materials fee, $50 lab fee to cover the stuff we're going to use. All right? Lab safety, I'm just going to mention it. It's in our syllabus. Don't mess with the safety equipment. You'll notice the safety shower in the back. You'll notice the fire extinguishers. It's important that those are there and in working order. So if you mess with them, I'll just have you suspended, done, end of story. So don't do it. The rest of this, you know, honor code, grading policy, it's all the same. The difference is our standards-based grading. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through a little bit of explanation here. So as we're going through the course, you'll have the different chapters along the side. And so let's say I go here and I follow this link. There'll be some text, there'll be some video explaining some stuff. I will anticipate that you have watched every video on my website and you have read all of the text. It's important to do both, watching the video and reading the text. I also recommend taking some notes. So have your notebook and take some notes along the way. If you don't, you will probably have to go back and review some of this stuff in order to understand what's going on. I will also have some code examples that I want you to work through. And then at the bottom of all these pages, and you should scroll through all of it and read and do what it tells you, you'll notice there's these sections of challenge or now it's time to play. I expect you to do these things as well. All right? I expect you to do all of these things. And then as I said, on our base unit page, there'll be some assignments listed that'll reference you to going into Schoology. There will also be some quizzes in Schoology. Now, the only way I'm grading you is based on what you can do, not what you have done. So the quizzes in Schoology are not things that I will ever really look at. I put them there so that you can test yourself and ask yourself, do I know this as well as I think I do? And if you can do the quizzes, you do. And the quizzes are timed. They're pretty snappy. So either you know it or you don't. All right. So the quizzes are for you to check yourself to say, do I know it? I don't care if you get them all right. So don't go back over and over again until you get it all right, because I don't care. Fair enough? Then on each of these unit pages or chapter pages, there'll be a list of standards. I will assess your level of mastery on the standards on a 1 through 4 scale. A 4 is expert. It's like you could do this without referencing anything and you got it cold. A 3 is proficient. That means maybe you need to go back on the website, but you pretty much got this, all right? So far so good. A 1, I'm going to jump down to 1 for a second. A 1 is a 0, basically. It means you know nothing. You could just mash keys randomly on the keyboard or grab a marker and scribble all over a page, and it wouldn't be any more right or wrong for that matter. A 2 is showing that there's something there, but you're not proficient yet. Now, in different chapters, you'll see some standards are labeled as A, and in some chapters, there'll be standards that are labeled as A and some that are labeled as B. So far, so good. Now, you have to be at least proficient on all the A standards. Fair enough? So I will not even begin to think about assessing you on any Chapter 5 standards until you have shown me you're proficient on all the Chapter 1, 2, and 3, and 4 standards. I won't even talk to you about Chapter 5 until you've done those things. All right? But let's say you're struggling a little bit in chapter 4, and I assess you. You come to me and say, hey, I'm done with this unit. I will then see whether I believe you're to be done with that unit, and then I'll tell you where you are on the standards. And if you're good, you'll move on. If you're not, you've got a little bit of work to do, but I'm not going to assess you on the same day again. But if you wanted to look ahead, say at chapter 5 and get a little start, that's fine. I just won't give you any assessment on chapter 5 until you've at least shown me you're proficient through chapter 4 on the A standards. You don't necessarily have to be proficient on the B standards to move on. And the reason I'm doing this is because as we go through the material, it builds. If you don't know the chapter 3 stuff, you can't do chapter 4. And if you don't know the chapter 4 stuff, you will not be successful in chapter 5, and so on. And so it really behooves you to do that. Now, here's the thing. What goes in my grade book is the most recent look I get at any standard. Fair enough? So that means if I assess you and you get a 3, it's a 3. Done. It doesn't matter that you had a 1 last week. You're a 3, it does not average together, it just is. And then I assess you on another standard, you get a 2, but you come back to me a day or 2 later and I assess you and it's a 4. It's a 4. It's not 4 plus 2 divided, no, it's a 4. So far so good. But by the same token, if there's stuff you're doing in chapter 4 and it shows me that you did not really master chapter 3 as much as I thought you did, I might tell you, you know what, you need to go back and review chapter 3 because I just bumped you down. Because you're really at about a 2.5 on this standard. You're not quite proficient. All right? So that's how we're going to do our grading. So far so good. So you get done with a unit, you say, hey, Mr. Dickey, I would like to be assessed on this unit, and then I will have a conversation with you. I might hand you a short written assessment. Or I might say, yep, I saw you working and I know you're good. Move on. Fair enough? So that's how we're going to do the grading, and we can talk more about that when I'm there in person so you can bounce questions off me. So what is this class all about? Well, we use a microcontroller board called an Arduino, A-R-D-U-I-N-O, Arduino, and we do a little circuitry and we do a little computer programming and we make awesome stuff happen. So what I'm going to have you do actually is do a little research while I'm not here to figure out what that actually means. So Mr. Nannini will give you a class code for Schoology. You'll go into Schoology, and in Chapter 1 is our Chapter 1 assignment. Because you can see there's an assignment 1.1 in Schoology. So I want you to do that. What you're going to do, basically in a nutshell, is you are going to go to the Google, you may have heard of it, and you're going to look for Arduino projects. I want you to find some cool Arduino projects. You need to find at least 2 different cool Arduino projects. So far so good? One of which is like, wow, that's totally crazy. I don't think I could ever possibly think about mastering that in a million years. And the other one is, you know what, after a semester of this, I think I might be able to tackle this project. I'm not saying you ever have to do either one of these projects, but I want you to look around and see what you can see, and we'll share some when I get back. So you're going to find 2 projects, and then you're going to put them in a blog. What? A what? So what I want you to do is I want you to go to blogger.com and create a blog. Now, when you get to blogger.com, you can already see I've got a couple of blogs created here in Blogger. You're going to click the new blog button. And it may look a little different the first time you sign up. I can't remember. But you're going to create a new blog. And a blog is a collection of blog posts. So you're going to create a new blog. And a couple of assignments throughout are going to have you add entries to your blog. So you're going to create a blog. You're going to give it a name. Mr. Dickey's something like that. Now you got to give it an address. It's going to be something.blogspot.com. So I'm just going to say, there we go. You can see mrdickey.blogspot.com. It'll say, nope, somebody already has that. Heck, it may be me. Let's see, Mr. Dickey is awesome.blogspot.com. That one's good to go. You're going to pick a theme. You can always change your theme later. I'll pick this one just for randomness and click Create Blog. Now, this will create the blog. So far, so good. Don't worry about this custom domain thing. Once you're here, you're going to create a new post. Now, anytime I ask you to create a blog post, what I want you to do is go back to the same blog and click New Post. Don't create a new blog every time. So, because when you log in next time, you'll see your blog and you'll see new blog button still. Don't do that. You're going to click either on the blog or on this to create a post, but if I click this, I'll go back to this page that we were just on, and I can click New Post. Not so bad, right? And then you've got a post title. Pretty straightforward. And then you can do your stuff. So what I want you to do, blog about Arduino. So you should have a sentence or two about each of your projects, and then I want you to link back. All right, so you're going to find a link. So let's say we go here, and I do that, and I copy my text, and then I'm going to highlight some text, and then click link, and then I can paste my link in here. And so now my blog post, this will link to what I'm talking about. So you're going to write a couple of sentences about each of them, which is your moonshot and which is your I can probably do this at some point. And you're going to put those in your blog post. When you're all done, you're going to come over here and you're going to click the publish button. So far so good. Now, I need the link. In Schoology, you're going to paste your link in for me. So what I need, if I do this, this is not the link I need. This is the link to edit it. I can't edit your blog because I don't have access to it. What I need is back on this page, when you go to view, if you click view, this is the link I need. All right. So if it doesn't start with yourname.blogspot.com, that's not the link I need. I need yourname.blogspot.com. That's the link I need pasted into your Schoology. All right. So that's your assignment for today. What you'll notice is there are a couple of iMacs in the back. There's a couple of iMacs over on the side. There are some laptops back there, and then in the cupboard over here, there are some additional laptops or netbooks. You may need to power them up, so you may need to plug them in. What I want you to do is jump onto the guest network today and get started on this. All right. So you should have plenty of time left in this period to create your blog, join the Schoology, and find a couple Arduino projects. And then tomorrow, we'll talk about what you guys found.